This is Support is Sexy, episode 266. I want you to stop for a minute and listen. You deserve support. Welcome to Support is Sexy. I'm your host, Elaine Fluker, entrepreneur, author, and founder of Chic Rebellion Media. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, I interview inspiring women entrepreneurs who share their wins and their lessons to help you take your business and your life to the next level and create something sexy. Here we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Support is Sexy. I'm excited to have you here. It just would not be the same without you. And you know what? I am so excited to be here to be the constant reminder to you that you deserve support. It is something I'm happy to remind you of. It is something I honestly have to continue to remind myself of. And it's not that we think we're unworthy of support, but sometimes we forget that it is something that we deserve. We have a right to be supported. We were made to be connected to people, to be connected to each other, to give support to people and to be supported. Sometimes some of us think we have to be martyrs, or we have to try to be the hero, or we have to try to, as a hero, save the day. We all love Wonder Woman. We all love Superwoman, but that is not who you have to be. And in fact, even Wonder Woman and Superwoman probably know that they have to have a team behind them to really get things done, right? You do not have to do it alone. Smart people don't do it alone. And as we always say, having it all doesn't mean doing it all alone. And I know when you're working on something new, your side hustle, your business, your new career, whatever you're up to, we get our heads down, we get focused on the work, which can be great. You're focused, you're really obsessed about making it work, but then you don't reach out in any way to get support. You don't open yourself up, I should say. So it never shows up for you. Or when it does, your head is down, so you cannot even see it. So again, let me be the reminder, the voice today that says to you, you deserve support. I want you to remember that. And remember, support is sexy. So always have that in mind. Support is sexy. I deserve it. It's coming to me. I'm open to it. You don't have all the answers. None of us do, but live the question, right? That's something else I always say on the podcast. Live the question. Do you have things that you want to know about, learn about, things that you want to do? You're trying to figure it out on your own. Again, I say this to you as I say it to myself. Live the question. This is what you want to do. And I promise you the support in one way or another will show up. It probably won't be in the way that you think. It usually comes in some form you never even thought of, but you have to be open to it and know that support is out there in the world in abundance for you. Now, one of the things that you know that I'm passionate about is creating a space for women, especially women entrepreneurs and creatives and leaders and women who are just up to something and creating something sexy in the world. I am passionate about creating a space for us all to be able to connect and do that. When I first started Support is Sexy, it started as a personal mantra for me to remind myself, again, that I deserve support and that it's there for me. It evolved into a movement as far as being on social media-wise, a social media movement, if you will. Started talking about Support is Sexy more and more, sharing it with more women. It began to grow. And as of last July, it turned into a podcast. Here we are a year later. It turned into a podcast and it's just kept growing as a community since then. Now, last year, another thing that I did was start the Support is Sexy Mastermind online on Facebook as a private Facebook group so people could join, completely open, find out more about how to support each other, what Support is Sexy is all about. But as of late, I've been really focused on making sure that that group provides as much value as possible to all of the women there. I've always been in the group, always been responsive as much as I can, but it's becoming much more of a focus for me because I see how many of us are able to utilize that space to really connect with each other. So it's not just one of those groups that you bounce into and you bounce out of. I mean, you still can, of course, and I'm guilty of this in some other groups. I join, I go in, they might share a little bit of this and that and some tips here and there, but sometimes you feel lost because they're so big, or you never get to talk to the person who really owns the group. You just get an administrator or a community person, which can work, but sometimes you want to hear from that actual person. Or maybe you're like me and sometimes you're in the group and you ask a question and you never hear back from anyone, which can be annoying, but I get it. Some of those groups have 20,000, 30,000 people in it. So some things are going to go unanswered. All that to say, what I wanted to make sure of, and my intention with the Support is Sexy Mastermind, the group on Facebook especially, was to make sure that we are all actually engaged. So people are welcomed into the group. I ask you what you're up to, what you're about. I encourage people to talk about support, since that's what this group, what the podcast, what the quote unquote movement is all about. Asking for and accepting support. Asking can be a little bit easier sometimes than accepting. You need both. Ask for it, accept it. So that is what that group is all about. And everyone has been really bringing their full selves to the group, the people who are engaged, others who might be looking for a while and then engage later. And you don't need support all the time, right? Sometimes things are rolling, you're doing fine. But knowing that you have a group there that will truly show up to you is such a powerful thing. And I will tell you, it does as much for me, I'm sure, as it does for the other women in the group. So as I said, I'm beginning to get much more focused on that space and very excited about it because it's women from all over the world who are now in the group. Hundreds of women, all walks of life, all different stages of career. Some are side hustles, some have a small business, and it's great to have that mix of women there all around the premise of supporting each other. It's what it's all about. So now that I've put a little bit more structure around it, I've been working really hard the past few weeks to figure out, you know what I've been doing? I've been living the question for the past few months of how I can expand this group. Not expand so much as numbers, but expand as far as value, and how can I truly make it a membership group, and how can I provide more resources that aren't just posted in the Facebook group, that are really somewhere where women can go back to again and again, get resources, and then have the group to still interact and talk to each other day to day. Well, my question was answered, and I found a tool that's going to work for me at this stage in the journey to create a membership around Support is Sexy. So we have the Facebook group, but we're also going to have a membership site that's very easy to go into, to navigate. You'll have tools and resources there, cheat sheets. I have a book list that I just started. Happy to get more suggestions, but books that I've read and really think are great. Also books from guests who have been on the podcast. So Ann Choquette, Tiffany Dufu, many of the women who have been on the podcast who have books out are on that list, and that will continue to grow. It'll also be audio trainings in there, inspiration, video courses are coming, conversations also with women entrepreneurs, not just what's on the podcast, which everyone can hear, but conversations that are just about a particular topic or that are about a certain experience, just things that you can get knowledge, information, and value from that'll all be within the space. So around that, we've set up the membership community, the Facebook group. There'll also be a weekly call for the mastermind. It'll be a call or a live chat. I'm going to play with both of those and see what works best for you all. That's what it's all about, right? So weekly, we'll get together, talk about whatever's going on with all the people who can join at the time. And what's also been great about the group too is everyone shares resources, opportunities. I always post if I hear about a gig that I think is appropriate for the group, sharing that in there. So it's really a great space to get together, talk, connect, and now it will be even more expanded for more information, more value, more resources, more ways to connect, for me to be more focused on it, and for it to have a little bit of rigor around it. Not too rigid, but rigor, so that every week on a certain day, you know this is going to happen, and you know you can go here for resources, and you know you can go there to connect with people. Really expanding it into something concrete that you can grab onto and depend on, right? You need to be able to depend on consistent support, and I want to be at least one of those sources for you. So what I want you to do, if this all sounds interesting to you, go to supportissexymastermind.com and find out more information. There's a video there. I'm sharing more about what the Support is Sexy Mastermind is all about, but there's also a page there that outlines all of the things that you'll get if you decide to join the group. If you're already in the mastermind, because for the past year I've had it be open, wonderful women are in the group already, have already joined, are already active. Nothing changes for you. But for anyone new, I want you to go and really see the new presentation of the Support is Sexy Mastermind and all of the new, I was going to say bells and whistles, but it's not bells and whistles. All of the new value and resources that are added to the mastermind and that community and all of the things that you'll get if you decide to join. And look, you don't have to join the Support is Sexy Mastermind. You can join any group out there. You might have your own private mastermind. Other people have smaller groups where it's just a few people in the group. I have a group that's a smaller group as well. Get around some women, though, who support you. Women and men, it's great, whatever works for you. But I want to make sure wherever you are, even if it's not with the Support is Sexy Mastermind, that you have resources and most importantly, people around you who are helping you, who are there to support you, who push you, again, to ask for and accept support and to know that you deserve support. So wherever you are, make sure you get around some people. That's what this episode is really about. You deserve support. I offer the Support is Sexy Mastermind could be a great place for you to really get connected with women who are there around the idea of support, not just around the idea of launching a business, not just around the idea of branding, not just around the idea of a video course, not just around the idea of a new tool. All of those groups are great. As I said, nothing against them. I'm in many of them. But this is a group of women, entrepreneurs, creatives, aspiring, existing entrepreneurs who are really about the idea of support. The whole premise, my whole intention is about support. So if you're there for anything else, there's really no reason to be there. Everyone there is about support. So take a look, supportissexymastermind.com. All of the details are there. Nobody's getting rich off this. The entry is $29.99. $29.99 a month. That is it. You have access to everything, the library of information that will continue to grow, the mastermind, the group, the weekly call, the chats with me, all of that will be available to you on a regular basis. What the membership fee will honestly cover for me is basic maintenance of the site. The membership site and all of those things does cost money to create and build, just being completely transparent. But I didn't want it to be a group where you have to pay $6,000 a month just to be a part of it and connect with some people. Low barrier of entry, high quality, high value, high resources, high results for you to get into this group, to make sure that you're connected so that there's no excuse. You can do it. That you can definitely do each month. And if it doesn't work for you, you can always cancel. There's no contract or anything like that. Have something here where you at least invest a little bit of something into it so that you are there, you show up, you make it a point to be involved and be engaged, but you don't feel like I can't do that right now. I can't get the help I need, because I've been there too. There's plenty of groups and things that I want to join sometime or courses that I want to be a part of. I just can't right now because resources are being moved around in all different ways as I continue to launch and grow my business, right? I get it. And then for those of you who have families and other things going on, you're not going to be spending all this money on a course or a group or anything like that, not on a regular month-to-month basis. Actually, I did a survey recently, if some of you remember, and I asked, that was one of my questions, what would be a good amount for a membership group that would work for you to be a part of each month? I didn't even outline all of the things that I'm offering, which is way above what it would probably cost normally. But $29.99 a month was the amount, by and large, that everybody voted for. So that is what we went with for this entry level, all access, $29.99 a month. So go to, again, supportissexymastermind.com. Check it out. See what you think. If it's not for you, I just want you to know that you deserve support. Get around some people who can offer it for you. If you do think it works for you, I want you to join. Get in there. Say hello. contact me. Let me know that you're in the group. There's also an email if you have more questions, or you can always reach out to me, elaine@elainefluker.com. Let me know what you think. Let me know what works for you. Let me know what you think about it. I really want your feedback because it is for me a little bit. I do enjoy it, but really it is for all of you to continue to create this environment of support, all about women knowing that having it all doesn't mean doing it all alone. All right, so thank you so much for listening. Don't forget, you deserve support. So now, until next time, I want you to go out there and create something sexy, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.